Salute to everybody, man. I appreciate you. Welcome to the Action Show. Salute to everybody, man. I appreciate you stepping out on this very cold day. Yeah, I believe they said it's I think it's 8 degrees. What's 8 degrees? It's really 8 degrees. I can't even make that one up. It's legit freezing. And when it's freezing, you know what I mean? We have to move a little different, goddamn. So there's a lot going on, man, and I just want to say, man, this whole situation going on. Hold on, with social media is going through a change right now, right? It's a weird space, right? Like it's just constantly a goddamn mess. And it's pretty dead right now because the way things are just going, it's kind of like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, you know? But it's kind of like, I just spoke to the Lord Jamar, literally. I seen a missed call. I didn't even realize, there's these missed calls sometimes you don't even hear the notification. But anyway, I called back and, you know, he made a transition and moved and just was finding out his new location and stuff. But even with him, it's just like, you know, what else is new, bro? It's so much happening, you know what I mean? And it's just crazy, man. You know, just be careful out there, man, and stay sucker free. I'm not gonna be here too long today, as I always say. But there is a difference for a lack of words. There's a lot going on. And I think there's so much going on sometimes we forget that there's just like a lot going on, right? And you know, the other day I shared with you guys, you know, meeting women now, I really see that there's a mode of, and I say not meeting women like, you know, because I'm out here and I'm moving around and, you know, whether somebody's like needs help into a store or you're helping somebody with groceries or whatever. There's a lot of different little variables for a man that he could slide into, you know what I mean? But, you know, I choose to do what I do because I have this theory that I'm just trying to do. Help somebody. Help one person a day. Like if you could just say, who do I help today? Who did I help yesterday? Like every day, if there's nobody you help, just give $1 to somebody, you know what I mean? Like just give them something. So, where's this ring notification coming from? Oh shit, it's not good. Okay. So, as you know, we have some serious weather up here today, and it's supposed to be, you know, probably, you know, with single digits. And when there's single digits, you know, it becomes, it can be sort of dreadful in a weird sense because with cold weather here, it tends to just take everybody out of the realm of doing anything. Shout out to Ray Dean. It's always good that you kind of share these elements while they're on your mind. And you know, I've been seeing a lot of things that have been sort of troubling. And I think it's troubling in a sense because as a man of my caliber, it is. I'm noticing that there's something significantly missing from a woman, and I want women to take this. I want you to take this any way you can take it, but I want you to take this in the rawest way because it's very, very important for you to feel some mode of offended. You know, you should have a mode of feeling offended when this conversation is over. Thank you, Rating. This topic is needed. It's sort of like we heard the terminology and we hear it more and more and more. But what I'm noticing more is something deeper. It's very disturbing because the more and more I don't captivate on this and really let y'all know how serious this is. I should have put my hair up because it's in the way. You know, the more and more I find myself, you know, not. I just got to put my hair up because it's in the way. Like this shit is like, shit is like really crazy. This is kind of a mission that I'm seeing this in real personal environments. I'm seeing this in environments that are becoming very offensive. And in a sad way, I'm seeing a lot of my sisters that are single. Some of y'all have lost parents. Some of y'all don't have a man in the household. And this doesn't necessarily mean you have a boyfriend. This is a man. And it's really, really starting to, it's starting to break me down because it's affecting me. Because it's too common now where there's too many women sitting at home and there's no man of the house. You know, when a boy becomes a man, well, when he's supposed to become a man is when his father passes away. And he's supposed to be the man of the household. He's the one that makes the decisions. He's the one that's in charge. He's the one that regulates the household. That is the form of a man. A man is basically like the rail for a train. Without a rail, the train can't go anywhere. And I know this is hard for a lot of women to endure because there may be situations where she has had a man that has did things in this. He has lost his man status. So it's not about that because if that's not a man. A lot of you have situations where you have your sons in the house and your sons are disrespectful. You know, I was watching this episode of People's Court yesterday. I watch a lot of People's Court. And there's one individual, she's always sending me clips. You know who she is. And there's one thing was deep because the father wasn't there. And this boy is like real disrespectful. He's 16. And, you know, if I was a single man, I prefer to date a woman that had daughters, but not saying that the daughters are fucked up too. You know, they're fucked up too. But the son is just a little more, you know. So it's like the movie Baby Boy, you know what I mean? You know, he wouldn't have dealt with the daughter the way he dealt with the son. And the great thing about Baby Boy is a really good movie because Vin Rhames was the man of the house. He was the protector. He was the strong, masculine man that nobody's coming through that house without a fight. And Baby Boy was a boy mindset. So what I've noticed with me, you know what I mean? I've probably been how do I say, in a lack of words, I've probably in a sad way have become guilty. There's family and friends I've shied away from because their boys became older, but they didn't become into men. You know, the name of the game in life is boys to men. It's not boys to a grown-ass man. You know, grown-ass man is not acceptable. You know what I mean? If you have a boy and he's a grown-ass man because he's older, you know what I mean? Chances are stay away from your house. Shout out to Tyrone Church. I won't visit you because you're either going to kill your son or you're going to kill me. He's going to be a problem. And I stay away from things that I'm going to have an issue with. If you have a boyfriend and he's a boy, I don't care if you're my sister, I'll stay the fuck away from you because you have a boy in the house. Yeah, your boyfriend is a boy, right? So any of these elements, this goes across the board, so please don't feel offended. But what I do notice, being in the middle of the moving business, I don't see a man of the house anymore. Very, very seldom. Even if the guy is like, oh, I gotta ask my wife. That's not a man. You know what I mean? Because in most cases, a man would have said, listen, let me talk to my wife about it, I'll get back to you. But if a dude is like, well, I gotta ask my wife, that's not a man. You know, if a man knows that he's gonna ransack a house, or he's gonna, you know, rob a house, or and he knows there's a man in that house, not a boy, he knows that his chances are he's not gonna come out alive. If a man is dating, if a woman is dating a guy, and she knows her father is a man, okay? He knows that, God forbid, if he does her dirty, the repercussions is going to be his life. But see, the problem is we live in a whole bunch of days with a whole bunch of faggots now where a guy, you know, the father pulls the gun on the guy that wants to date his daughter, and the motherfucker go tell the police that there's a gun in the house, especially here in New York because it's illegal. You know what I mean? Unless you have a premise license, we're not supposed to technically have guns here. Guns, we don't have a carry. This is not a carry state. So, something was very disturbing. You know, there's this woman that I met the other day. I was helping her into. I told you about. She went into. Shout out to Kenneth. She went into the post office, and I seen that she was having an issue with, you know, walking. So I was like, yo, you know, you okay? You know, you need any help? Blah 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 blah. And she was like, yes, you know. And she's real sweet, you know, real sweetheart. You know, she was really nice, and she took to me. So I told her, listen, just hold on to my shoulder. Now my wife and daughter was in a car, and I know this kind of looked ill to my daughter because my daughter's like, Mommy, who's that? You know what I'm saying? Was that grandma? Because the woman's walking slow like a grandmother, but she's a little older than me. But old enough where I knew that, you know, she needed help, and as an elder, you know, we were supposed to do what we were supposed to do. So as I was helping her, I told her, listen, I'm gonna wait for you, because it was just like, she can't get down the stairs. This woman is like, she was in bad shape. And I'm like, yo, where's a man? And that's a woman's mindset, she's gonna get it done regardless. But that's not supposed to be that way. There should have been a man that was driving her there, walking her up the stairs, waiting for her, guarding her, making sure nobody robs her. So I said, listen, I'm just gonna stay around while you do what you gotta do, because she said she has to send something in the mail and write it down. I said, don't worry about it, you know what I mean? Long story short, she comes out, she holds my shoulder, and she's holding my arm. I walk across the street. I said, you fine? You okay? She's like, yeah, she's gonna call the Uber, blah, blah, blah. We were talking about, because she has a case, blah, 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 guy. We exchanged numbers. I gave her my information. So she texts me. I'm like, hey, you know, how's it going, blah, 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 blah. And I said, you know, listen, I said, let me call her. I said, listen, you know, I spoke to my lawyer, you know, gave him information, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, she's telling me a little bit about herself. She said it's real tough on her. She just lost her mother. I said, how long ago? She told me like 2 years. I think it was 2. I said, that's very recent. So sorry to hear that. But she got into this very disturbing, oh man, shit was just terrible, man. She says that, I don't know how we got there, but we got into this conversation about her daughters. And her daughters, she says, it's been rough because, my this has happened. My daughter punched me in my face. I said, what? I said, come again? So she says, yeah, my daughter punched me in my face, and, it's been rough because, they beat me up. I said, how old are his daughters? She told me like 21, 24, 27, like back to back. So at this point, I'm all like, you know what I mean? Like, so I said, well, let me ask you a question. Like, what how does a woman be in a position that way, right? And there's no repercussions. Like, I don't believe in hitting a woman. But if you hit my mother, I'm probably going to do something I'm going to regret. But you're going to regret it more. So, the minute she said that her daughters hit her and beat her up, or have beat her up, I said, where's the father? She said, well, the father's out of her life, and he just passed away last year. Typical nigga not taking care of himself, all fucked up. But he wasn't there. And she says the daughters were I'm so tired of hearing this story, but I didn't realize that hearing these stories, there's one element that is missing. The fuck is this guy doing? There's one major element that's missing, and as I'm listening to her, she said her youngest daughter lives in the house. She just had a baby, but so she got a grandson there, and that's why she never called the cops, because she didn't want her grandkids being affected. So let's say the one that lives there is the one that fucking hit her, right? This fucking dirty bitch. And she said she lives downstairs in the house with her boyfriend. Now, she got a big house, apparently, because she said she has to walk up 50 steps. I said, you have to walk up 50 steps, and you was down here at the post office down here on Bay Street? Like, so I said, what about the man that's the boyfriend in the house? She said, he don't do shit. He don't even take the garbage out. So then I said, there's no man in the house. If you guys come here to New York and you want to see a whole bunch of celebrities randomly, just go to Madison Square Garden, especially now during the season. Go to Madison Square Garden and stand by the executive entrance. They got to go in and out there. That's the only place they can go. When you see a certain celebrity walking down the block, because some of them got to park their cars around the corner and walk, and there's a lot of them over there. Like, you could get a lot of content standing over there. Shout out to the White School Podcast. Shout out to Jay. I seen Fat Joe, for example, with his wife, and then there was another woman, and there's another dude, but there's one dude. The one guy you gotta watch is the one that's with him. Because God forbid you do something to Fat Joe, you're gonna be one dead fuck. And when I see these celebrities, they always have a bodyguard. Because the bodyguard will kill you. The bodyguard's job is to protect your body, right? If a woman is living in a house and there's no man, not a boy. We ain't talking about no 16-year-old piece of fucking dirt. We ain't talking about your shitty fucking son that's in high school. We're talking about a man, because I'm going to tell you right now, when there's a man in that fucking house, you watch the movie Baby Boy, that was a man. And there's no boy that he can't try a man. If you as a woman get in between a man business, we ain't talking about that bullshit that went on with that fucking punk ass Corey Holcomb. Corey Holcomb should be talking to you from the hospital because he's in there in critical condition because he got beat up because he hit this woman. and he came out of his house and somebody fucked him up. There's no repercussions. Now, some men don't want to get involved because they believe the only way is to put a nigga in the dirt. I get that. But I do understand also that if you're in a position as a woman and you don't have a man in the house, you must have a firearm in there. And you must have a firearm that he doesn't know anything about. And if he touches you, you use it. Period. If you are a woman and you have a man that lives with you, a male that lives with you, and he hits you, and you have sons that don't respect you because your boyfriend hit you, you have nothing but boys in the house. I don't care if your kids have I don't care if you have grandkids. Those are not men. A man is a protector. That's his job. When a woman has a son, the son is supposed to go from a boy to a man. But if the mother babies him and the father did not train him to be a man, he's always going to be a boy. I don't give a fuck if he's 60 years old. I know plenty of niggas that's 67 years old and they boys. Some never grow up. What this woman was missing, she didn't have a man in the house. The kid's father wasn't a fucking man. He was a piece of dirt. The guy that lives in the house is not a fucking man. That's why they hit her. Because that would have never happened if there was a man in the house. If a man said, hey, he hit my wife and I threw the bitch down the fucking stairs, the 50 steps, she deserves it. Now, the mother's already like telling me my kids will never have any good luck. Your kids don't see nothing until you die. Because number one, they're going to lose the house. See, mommy's there. And daddy was never a daddy. So in that respect, we have this society where the majority of y'all are living in a house manless. It's not healthy for you to tell a man that you are single. Tell him you live with your father. I don't care if your father passed away. Tell him that there's a man in the house. There's a few men. Because man will respect you. It changes things. You cannot live in a household as a woman and be proud of your household and there's no man in there. You need that. It's imperative. Okay? There's a lot of y'all women, a lot of y'all single than a motherfucker. There's so many single women now, it's actually disturbing. If your brother lives in the house with you and your brother is a man, let him stay there. I don't give a fuck what that troll-ass boy mentality guy tells you. You live with your brother. It doesn't matter. You gotta have a man in the fucking house, man. If your boyfriend abuses you, that's not a man. You have a boy. He's not supposed to abuse you. He's supposed to protect you. I don't give a fuck how angry he gets. Once you get to the point of calling the cops, it's over. That's a boy. The only man that's gonna deal with him is when the cops come. You tell him the nigga hit me, take him away. And then when that nigga don't want to cooperate, they're gonna fucking make him cooperate. Because that's what a man does. He's gonna fucking make you. You got no choice. Black woman, you need a man. You do. You don't need a boy. Some of y'all don't need, some of your sons are worth shit. They're lazy, they're fucking dirty. They can't do nothing for you. They're gonna take advantage of you. You know, I was getting my hair done from my hairdresser right before Christmas, and her little fucking son, I remember she asked him, could you go downstairs and get this package? And he didn't want to get offline because he was on it. He'd rather his mother go downstairs. She had to stop doing my hair for 5 minutes to go downstairs and get this package because his pussy ass didn't want to fucking leave. And I almost said something, but I said, what's the point? I don't want to take a chance and piss her off because she's a mama's boy and the mama's here. He's a mama's boy and she's the mama. Gotta watch that. So, upon me minding my business, this was presented to me. If there was a man in the house, he would have never fucking did that. Boyfriend, baby's father, male friend, that's why he did that. Now, I'm the man in the house, but my mentality was to knock him right through the fucking TV. I wanted to take his neck, man, and choke the fuck out of him. Because, I mean, how dare you have your mother? Your mother told you to get off the phone. You move, motherfucker. See, when I was a child first of all, I never disrespected my mother. That wasn't even an option. I never had the option. But I got my ass kicked. I got ass whoopings. And it was all to keep me straight in life. They used to tell me, you're going to thank me later for these beatings. See, these kids right now, that's why men don't like dealing with women with kids. You know what? I said daughters and sons, kids fucking period. It's a headache. Because if your kids don't have a man in the house and I'm the acting man, it's like the president, right? You have the president, you have the vice president. The vice president steps up to the plate when the president dies, right? So what happens now when you date a woman and she got 3 disrespectful daughters like that? I don't want to be near this woman. Because it ends up happening now, her problems are my problems, and this is none of my business. You know what? I walked you to the thing, boom, boom, boom. Who knows? Maybe she looking at it like, maybe I could fuck with him. No, I'm not interested. Because your kids are not in order. I need to know the father of them children are so close by. I need to know them kids is respectful, they take care of the house, they clean, they cook, they serve the mother. Then we could talk. I don't even want to do a video with you with daughters like that. This is why dating women with children could be dangerous for a man. You understand? If I have males in my life where their women are the men, I don't fuck with them. Because when a woman is the man, we have a dysfunction, and she's going to be a problem. I can't hit her. I can't be disrespectful, okay? You're a mark, and she's the man. Okay, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. You can't even be my fucking brother. Oh, it shouldn't matter who a person's. Oh, yes, the fuck it does. I won't move a customer when a woman is telling me to do what she got to do and the husband doesn't know about it. I don't want to get caught in the crossfire of that. I need to speak to the man of the house. The man of the house. Oh, a woman needs to have a man to be complete? Yes, she does. A man. Well, what if she has a boyfriend? A boyfriend. Or is it a man? Is her boyfriend a man or is her boyfriend a boy? It's a big difference. All I do is see these videos on People's Court of women taking men to court. She put a phone in his name, bum shit. If a man asks you could you put the phone in the name for him? And chances are he's not a man. Now, I'm not saying a man can't ask you to do something like that because it could be a dilemma, but a man is going to take care of business. You never have to take that motherfucker to court. If you got to take a motherfucker to court for child support, you didn't have your baby from a man. If your baby's father is not a man, he's a boy. Period. If a man is raised by his mama, chances are he's a boy. I don't give a fuck if he's 50. Somebody just asked me about Cameron is looking for a woman. Cameron is a mama's boy. He's gonna have to have a woman in charge. Mama's boys can't be men. Now, if you a man that loved your mama, took care of your mother, that's different. That's a man. But if your mother took care of you to the day you fucking left the house, that's a boy. Black woman, you flex, you got your crib, you better off telling the motherfucker you live with your family. Because they're not going to say, well, who's the man of the house? That's the question I ask. There's no man in there. My two brothers, what, your two brothers are bum niggas or they real niggas? You must tell me that there's a man of the house, because if there's no man in the house, you got vulnerability. You could be harmed. I don't give a fuck if you're a police officer. At least you got the hammer in the house. It's different. Any woman that's listening to me outside of New York City, I don't care if you live in New York City, get a pistol. I don't give a fuck if it's illegal. Keep it in the house. Lock that bitch up in a safe, hide the key, and keep it in the fucking house. Just in case a nigga takes advantage because he knows there's not a man in the house. That's why kids beat her up, because there's no man there. You have to have a man in the house. If your mother has children and your sister is taking care of your mother and you pussy fucking brothers moved, okay, it's because you're boys. Because if you were young enough and your father was still here, your father would have kicked you in the ass. See, the thing is with being a boy, some of y'all have to understand, boy doesn't mean that you grow into a man because you got hair on your balls. A man protects his mother. A man protects his mother. If you have a sister that she want to date a bum ass nigga, you on your own. He can't protect you. You're under the protection of a boy. What's he gonna do? He gonna kill your fucking boyfriend? You gonna date another bum anyway? He goes to jail for killing a fucking loser, which is fucked up, because he should have been dead. And you're gonna hate your brother forever because he took away your fucking damn kid's father. You see what I mean? When you choose to be with a boy, you stay with that fucking boy. That's your personal issue. But if you do not have a man in the house, you are incomplete and dysfunctional. If you are a man of your house, you're the only one there. You protect yourself. Because a boy ain't gonna be living on his fucking own. But you could have boy mentality. That's why you got your own place. You see what I mean? It all depends. So as a woman, you have to find out, can this man protect me? And I ain't talking about because he a thug, because he gonna go to Boys Town any day now. Can this man provide to protect me? Do I feel safe when I'm around him? Can I trust this man when he's around me to be in my household and I know I got a real fucking man in the house? Knowing the difference when the goddamn Verizon man comes through there, UPS, and they know when they knock on the door, the man's gonna say, hold on, who is it? He ain't opening that fucking door. Oh, you got a package? What package for who? Just in case they're intruders. Because a man's going to think differently. Even though the wife could be an ex-police officer, she probably a fucking retired police officer. The man's not supposed to trust anybody. Why is he knocking on my goddamn door? Oh, a woman could do bad by herself. You could do bad by yourself, but you don't want to be by yourself too long. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. I don't care what you do for a living. I don't care this, that. A man, you have to look at that. I need protection in this motherfucker sooner. I can't do this for long. Okay? I don't give a fuck if you got a man roommate and it could be a cousin. When I'm in this business, I say, who is the man of the house? And now it's so offensive. You got to watch it because most of the time you can see that there's no man in the house. This woman's father must be turning in his grave right now. The mother must be turning in her grave. Fucking kids beating up the mother. You niggas got kids out here. You flex. I got 3, 4. I take care of all our kids. Take care of all your kids, nigga, and want you to live with them. Try that. Because one thing about the United States government, a man has the right to protect his family and his woman. You enter a woman's house, man, with no permission, he could kill you and never go back, never go to jail. As long as it's proven. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to think about it. There's no man in the house. If you see a neighbor, she's always by herself, that's not good. Because that fucking cocksucker's watching that. But when he noticed a man in the house, he said, you know what, we're going to have to do this a little differently. Because we got a real man. He ain't a nigga. Niggas know this ain't no average nigga. But you know what happens is, on average, y'all out here independent, man, pay my rent. How about asking to have a real man live with me? You got to listen to that. I've seen situations where family members have allowed a man to make his family in the house and the fucking sons don't even pay rent. They never pay rent. When a woman has her little baby boy born and raised there and he gets a girlfriend and the mother allows all that shit, he's never going to grow up. I don't give a fuck if he got 3 kids. Well, he's a grown man because he got grandkids. That don't mean shit. A 14, 12-year-old boy can have a baby. That don't mean shit. That don't mean a fucking thing. Because if there was a man in the house, he wouldn't be living there. The man would tell you, this nigga got to get the fuck out the house. He ain't paying no bills. He ain't taking care of shit. Okay, yes, my blood son, but he got to get the fuck out of here. Let him go raise his family and buy his own goddamn house and apartment. You as a woman, and a man is not around, you going to let him stay there. That's the difference with a man. He not going for that. Now, the father's a pussy. He'll allow it. But no man is going to let no fucking grown-ass man live in a goddamn house raising his goddamn family. He's not going to allow it. He's not going to allow an adult to do that. It's uncomfortable. Woman, when y'all out here and your son's still walking around the house in his boxes, how old is he, 5 or 15? A man will never come, that's a turn off. No man want to see that. No man want to be reminded that you got kids that's just as big as him. That's disgusting. And if he asks you, you let your son walk around here with boxes? Well, yeah, why not? It's my son. No man going to tell me, bitch, that's what's going to keep you single. That fucking dirty attitude, black woman. That fucking attitude will keep your ass single, and all you're going to be able to do is date niggas' fucking husbands and boyfriends. Nobody's going to want you because they're not going for that. They're not playing that fucking game. To you, it's like, oh, no man's going to tell me. A man can tell you, bitch. That's why he's a man. If you listen to that little dirty ass fucking hood rat big baby, all he gonna do is cap a tantrum. Cause hood rat niggas are never men. They don't know how to be. They're hood rats. We ain't talking about gangsters. A gangster's an entirely different type of man. A thug is not a man. He preys on the weak. He gonna rob the old lady. He gonna take advantage of the fucking the daughter that the father can't really do anything for because she's with him. Your black women are missing a man in the house. That's a fucking problem. If I meet a woman now and I was single, I would say, so you know, who is the man in the house? No one. That's a problem. That's a turnoff. I had one ex-girlfriend that lived with her brother. And you know what was respectful about that? I knew that he would kill her. She was the man in the house and she respected him. You dig it? So when she was with me, at her household, he's the man in the fucking house. We never lived together. We never got that far, but he was the man in the house. You understand? Now, granted, if she moved out the house and she moved with a bum-ass nigga and the nigga was abusing her, she no longer lives with the man in the house anymore. Because now the brother has to say, well, shit, bitch. You live with this brother. You live with this bum-ass nigga. I do something to him, it's going to cost me my motherfucking freedom of my life. So if you respect your man or your husband, excuse me, your brother, you wouldn't even put him in harm's way because you're with a boy. A woman without a man in the house is a dysfunctional house. Yeah, I said it. You're dysfunctional. That's a dysfunction. And until you have a man of the house, you will be complete. That's why when a woman loses a husband, they call her a widow. Because that's a circumstance. They're letting you know there was a man of the house, but he passed away. And she wears that stamp until she remarries. Or maybe she won't remarry. They're giving you a vulnerability sign. When police come to the house, when firemen come to the house, when EMS, they want to know, is there a man in the house? You as a single woman cannot flex that you live single by yourself with your kids. That's not a flex. It's not a flex if you have no children and live by your own. That's a problem. Because who's going to protect you because you're vulnerable? And you are. You know, sometimes we tend to look at things in this life on what a person should have. I don't like people that, I don't know, let me share something with you. You ever see people that go on social media and they show you pictures of their husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend, or they put the main face, it could be Julie Juju, and she's on there with her boyfriend in the fucking profile pic. You know, those are show-offs. Stay away from that. That's unnecessary. If your name is Lisa Hampton, you shouldn't have no pictures with you and your fucking husband on there. Why? You know what you're trying to do? You're trying to show off. Because you know and I know that if you and that fucking man broke up, you are quick to delete all those pictures. See, if anything, you should have kept the pictures up there when you fucking broke up with him. So letting people know that there's a man in a goddamn fucking house. When I go into a moving job and I see some big old shoes by the fucking door, I'm like, there's a man in here. Now, we don't know what level of man it could be. It could be a fucking old-ass bum son. He go up there, 15-year-old piece of shit. He goes back upstairs. He's not going to help us. That's a boy. I don't care if the man in the house is elderly, nigga. That shit is still the man of the house. He been tracking that woman for probably 40, 50, 60 years. It's really sad out here. And you men that live on your own, you should be ashamed of yourself. You're nothing but a boy. Most of you niggas that live on your own, you got to remember, real men don't live on their fucking own, nigga. They already with a woman. If you a real man, you have somebody, okay? And you in charge, all right? You fucking bozos living on your own. You got your own apartment. Where's your woman? And on the flip side, some of you niggas live with a woman and your woman is in charge, like I said earlier. Okay? Those are boys. Don't get it confused. A man meets you and tells you he wants something, a woman to bring something to the table. That's not a man. It's a male. A real man wouldn't even talk like that. That means he got hurt. Y'all in a lot of deep shit. You fuck these niggas. The nigga come up in your house, and then when he move in, the motherfucker don't want to pay you nothing. You can't get him out of there. Then you get an argument, you ain't shit, nobody want to be with you. I did this for you. That's a boy. A real man a real man's not on that type of time. He not going to insult you. He going to be like, you having a bad day. You know what it is, let me get out of here. That's all. He ain't tripping. He may go fuck some pussy real quick, get his shit off and come back home and say, babe, you okay? You want something from the store before I come home? I don't want nothing. Well, God damn it, let me pick up something anyway. All these fucking crybabies on social media, they're boys. Anton Daniels, Corey Holcomb, those are boys. That's what they do. Cameron, Mace, all those are boys. They're boys. They're not men. Men would never have a platform like that, okay, sitting up there fucking talking about who did it and ran. Men don't gossip. You got to think on the lines, man. There's situations happening out here right in front of your face. Some of y'all got neighbors, and y'all know I ain't lying. Some of y'all got neighbors, okay, that's out here in the wild. And you look at her and say, I don't understand. What do you mean? The average black man is a fucking piece of dirt. They're boys. All them niggas in jail were criminals. They wasn't in there for marching for fucking, for peace and unity. Greed, robbery, stealing, murder, that's unfortunately, that's us. Boys, they go to jail to correctional facilities to correct them. Some of these niggas never get corrected. If you hit a woman in your life, nigga, because you snapped on her, you're a boy. Man don't hit women. Unless you try to fucking kill her, she try to kill you. You understand what you probably restrain her, but no man is just blatantly gonna punch a woman in her fucking face. It's crazy. Some of y'all had babies from boys. The movie Baby Boy, there was one man in the house. Tyrese was a pussy. You remember when he put the gun in niggas' face? I got shit, I got bullets with names for niggas like you. That's a pussy move. And then he fucking threw him across the room. And what's the first thing he said? Mama. Have you ever seen a boy that a single mother, when the single mother dies, his life is over? He will cry for that forever. Every time I've seen a man that lost his mother, didn't have his father in his life, okay, you know I told you what a broken heart, a man's heart never mends. But if he loses the one element that he had and gave her fucking hell, all right, he'll never be right. He gonna have to be with a controlling woman just to level him out. He can't be a man, he doesn't know how to. Society said to take care of your mother was to be belittled. Society didn't understand you're supposed to take care of your mother and your father. Honor thy mother, thy father, and your days will be longer. Y'all think it's a flex to leave the parents and say, fuck them, man can't tell me what to do. And that fucking bitch is gonna tell you what to do. Cause a real man, if he got a big house, he gonna move everybody in there. But if there's a boy in the house, right, man? The little bit of man that is listening, if a boy gets a woman pregnant, he gonna say, well, I hope you got a place for her to live because you ain't living in here with her. I want my grandson, my granddaughter to be raised the way I was raised. the way I raised you. You out there to fucking go make a baby, nigga? You old enough to go, you a man to go take care of it. How many of y'all heard that? You know what the mother will do? She'll let everybody move in there. She'll let the son fuck in the house. He's moaning and groaning. He hearing a woman getting knocked off. He gonna be disrespectful. Mother got to tiptoe around our house because of that fucking shitty son. But if there was a man in that motherfucker, it would not happen. He would have threw him out. The grandkid and all. The woman's gonna say, no, they not the grandkid. Listen, the grandkid is leaving with the mother and father. He'll be fine. You're going to get weak because you're a woman. You're going to get weak from that statement I just said. No, Nate, that was foul. No, it's not foul because you haven't been around a man. And that's what's missing in society. Donald Trump is not a man. Why are you listening to him? That's a boy. So what, whatever he said about fucking Obama, they not worried about it. Who cares? Oh, he's not going to apologize? That's not your problem. That's what a man would tell you. Mind your fucking business. So what? He didn't tell me that. What's that OG man? He wouldn't have said that in my face. Okay? These pussies fucked the game up. We was kicking our sons' asses. Now the sons go tell the cops. That's why fathers a lot of times walk out of the kid's life, because the fucking kids are rats. Daddy disciplines them, they call the fucking police. And a daddy could walk away from a family quicker than a mother. A mother's nature, she gonna be weak. Yeah, well, it's all for, look at the woman that got beat up. She don't want to kick her daughters out because she's thinking about her grandkids. A father, if that father emerged, if her father, fuck the baby's father, if a real father had emerged, they would have been like, they got to get the fuck out of here. Y'all got to go. I don't know where y'all gonna go, but y'all gonna get the fuck. You put your hands on your mother, that's it, bye. Bye. Now you have it away. You can either leave through the front door or the back door. You as a woman, no, don't do that. He gonna say, you know what? Be quiet. You don't believe me? Watch fucking Good Times. You see a man. Watch The Jeffersons. You see a man. Watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You see a man. Watch The Honeymooners. You see a man. Watch Little House on the Prairie. You see a man. Watch The Brady Bunch. You see a man. You run your man, that's a boy. He's a bitch. If your man does anything you want him to do, that's not a man. Because a man, you can't control a man. A man can't be controlled. Well, I don't want no man to control me. Bitch, go get a weak nigga. That's why you're single. Go get you a weak man. You looking for a real man, you'll never get that. You think Nicki Minaj could get a real man? If she had a real man, she wouldn't be running around fucking opening her mouth the way she is. Her man is a bitch. She's surrounded by boys. Her brother was a fucking into pedophiles. Her boyfriend she live with now is a fucking, what's the thing I call it? A henpecked male. The fucking guy, Donald Trump's a pussy. Most of the men that's over there on that side is a whole bunch of pussies. Not men. You need a man. Yes, if you're single without a man, that's a fucking problem. That's a problem. Oh, I'm glad to be single. No, that's bad, darling. That's a problem. Don't be proud of that. That's actually quite pathetic. It's not pathetic because you don't have a man in the house. It's pathetic that you're proud of that. If you don't have a quarter of a man, half a man in your fucking life, you got nothing. Okay? As a woman, as a man, you don't have a man in your life. You see what happens when a man don't got a man in his life? Look at all these YouTube pieces of fucking dirt bombs. Now these niggas buy a pussy because they don't have no man in their lives. Real men don't fucking buy whores. Real men don't travel across the seas with prostitutes and try to make a wife to stay with for the rest of his life. Boys do that. Some of y'all women, oh, my man is this. What, because he's a criminal? That's not a man. You're proud of that? If I ever went to jail, you would never know that. I would never tell nobody. That's embarrassing. I never did, but if I went to jail, I would never tell nobody. I think that's the most embarrassing thing to tell somebody that you've been to fucking jail. Especially for a black man. Unless you went there because you fucking protected your family. An intruder came in the house and you shot him in the fucking damn heart. That's different. And you be proud of that. Yeah, I fucking went to jail. Nigga violated me, I murdered him. A man is a mindset. It has nothing to do with visual. You watch the movie, study the movie Baby Boy. Ving Rhames they was both in good shape. Tyrese was in good shape, okay? He was lean and slim. Was Cock Diesel. They was big, they was good shape. But there's a man mentality. When that motherfucker came in the house and he was in there with his butt naked cooking eggs for his wife and the son was there, the son's supposed to get the fuck out of there. There's a man in the house. How you comfortable with that? He didn't respect him because he knew he was a boy. And men don't respect boys. Never forget that. Real men don't respect boys. It's a lot of misinformation, man. And it's information that y'all get. And you hear these different things and it's like, oh, I'm supposed to be doing this, I'm supposed to be doing that. I got this at this point in my life. Where is the man of the house? No kids, 10 kids, I don't care how many babies' fathers you got. Where is the man? The more babies' fathers, you should have a man in there. Somebody should be able to be here. Don't worry, I'm here fucking protecting this situation here. I'm making sure everything's all right. One of my neighbors, her man is a man. I feel sorry for any man that fucks with her. I feel sorry for any man that even attempts to violate her. Oh my God. You might as well forget it. You're dead. He wants to do it. Anytime a man walks around with 2 fucking pistols, legal guns, and when he walks around, he's in protect mode. Because if anybody violate him or his woman, they're going to be one dead motherfucker. That's a man. But if you walking around and you just gun toting because you got 2 guns on you because you sell drugs and you flexing, what's going to happen when she go to jail, nigga? Because you're going to go to jail a lot quicker. The man's going to probably have a better chance to stay alive a little longer. You're illegal. You're going to fucking fold and go to jail or get shot and dead too. Woman's walking late at night, I always tell you, be on your phone. Be on your phone because you let the man know that God forbid, you know what I mean? There's a navigation there. Always act like you on a phone when it's late at night. Always. Hold that bitch on your head. Call somebody and FaceTime them. It'll let the person violating you think a little bit. But once that predator mindset of ours know that you don't got no man in your life and you put us on a pedestal, we're going to take advantage of you. We may know your brother's crazy. We may even know your father's crazy. But if you put us on a pedestal in front of the man that protects you, we don't respect you. He's going to try you now. Once that motherfucker even thinks about doing something harmful to you, that's it. It's over. I don't care if you just had a baby with him. You gotta to cut him loose. He ruined it. One time. Well, Nate, what if people have one time? If that nigga gave you any sense of a threat, it's over. Because he already exposed himself. He's a boy. I never threatened my wife. Ever. You don't want your wife to be scared of you. You want your wife to be scared of what you're going to do to somebody. That's what's missing in the community. Look at this. I got three likes down. You know what I mean? That's either a dumb bitch or a boy. It's easy to navigate. See, stuff like that, you have to understand that the majority of black men are boys. Take that off the top. They're not gonna pay for shit. They're gonna fucking use you. They got no credit. They're bums. They broke. Even when they got money, they broke. That's the majority. Majority of black men are worthless. And that's a man telling you that. I'm a black man, I'm telling you, the majority, I wouldn't do business with a nigga. I'd probably do business with a white man before a black motherfucker. Because there ain't too many men. A lot of them are dead, they perish. Look at the TV shows back then and look at all the shit you see on Tubi now. Those ain't men. Nigga fucking the next door neighbor, bitches in the house, fucking them all in the kitchen. Just the bullshit that we gotta deal with. You got camera on talking to motherfucking ex-girlfriends online and blaming her for this and 25,000. That's all pussies, man. A real man ain't gonna do it like that. You ask any woman that been in this studio with me, did they feel protected when they was around? They gonna tell you, yep, fucking right I did. It felt good. They know it did because they was in the presence of a man. See, a real man, he's proud of being a man. But you don't know any difference because that male told you he a man too. He ain't just a grown-ass man. He not a fucking real man. You don't want a grown-ass man. You want a real man. You could tell that grown-ass man what to do. You can't tell that real fucking man what to do. He gonna tell you what the fuck to do. And you're gonna listen because he's a real man. So your flex of being single and enjoying life, no, you're not. What did you do? You went to a party, a lounge, a comedy show, a concert with your girls, and you went back home alone? That's pretty fucking sad. You know it is. As much as I hate to look at a man's ugly goddamn foot, it's good to see that fucking foot and them sneakers or that damn shoes at the door when you come home late at night hanging out with your girls. What happens if there's a noise in a fucking house and you hearing something, a weird noise? You got to go out there and check for that shit. The real man's supposed to say, you stay right here, hold the fuck up. I'll be right back. When a man knocks on the door and he's looking for whoever, is this Susie's house? Listen, tell me one thing, man. You knock on his door one more time, you a dead fuck. He gonna say, you know what, it's my bad, I apologize. He thought the woman was gonna answer. He didn't realize it was a man in a fucking house. He respect you a lot different. Never respect a boy. A boy is made to control. Once a boy has control over you, you're fucking dirt. You can't control a man, you can only control a boy. And if your boyfriend is a boy, then what are you? Pedophile? Stupid? Worthless? Useless? You're all of the above. Black woman. Oh yeah, you know, I watch Mary J. Blige and all these other women and, what's on Tracy Ellis Roy? Oh, they doing this, they doing that, and Maya, and they on their own, they're alone. Something's wrong with that picture. How are these fine motherfuckers? How these fine motherfuckers ain't got a man in their life? A man. That's what it takes, a man. Okay? I'm done. Okay? I'm done. You could play this back, you could forward it, you could comment on it, you could say whatever you feel. But I'll tell you one thing for sure. If there's no man in the house, if there's not a man in the house, that house is incomplete and dysfunctional. Okay? All right? If there's no man in the house, that house is incomplete and dysfunctional. Okay? I am done, ladies and gentlemen. You have a great day. Class is dismissed. You have a great one.